wondering about an organization or some type of project that you guys are starting. It's like something with like collective, could be a nonprofit, something with the community. Spirit is saying it will go well. Okay, I don't know who that is for, but it will go well. Something just slipped my mind. Oh, okay. It was a dream. So I had a dream about Nipsey Hussle. So if you guys watch, it was, what was it? Something Relax, You're Chosen. The marathon continues. I did pull the prolific card, which has Nipsey Hussle on it. And I had a dream that same like night that I recorded it. So I had a dream about him. It was kind of weird. It was a little awkward, but it was like, how do I explain it without being offensive? I don't know how to explain it without being offensive, because like it was somebody in the dream that was like kind of picking at him or something in the dream. It was weird. I don't really know how to explain it. Okay, anyway, in the dream, like I kind of didn't understand it at the time when I was in the dream. So it kind of slipped my mind. I was like, okay, I don't know why I would dream of that. It's weird. And then when I went to the mall today, I seen a girl. She had, wow, it's coming together. I just did a video and I got an example of one of Tupac's poems. It's so weird. But she had a picture of Tupac and Nipsey Hussle. Like they were kind of like facing each other on the t-shirt in the picture. So interestingly enough, Tupac and Nipsey Hussle, something there, resonance with that. But for some of you guys, like you want to do something, you have a cause. The guy was picking, like messing with him and like taunting him, trying to like do stuff, like kind of bullying him in the dream. And that's like, that didn't make sense to me. Like it just didn't, that's not what I imagined Nipsey Hussle allowing to go down. Like I don't believe that would ever happen. But for some reason, I felt like it's community bullying, or like people in your neighborhood. It's like maybe you might not at first, you might not have the support of people around you with whatever this thing is, okay? Not everybody's going to be a part of it. Maybe you're already experiencing some of that, but you got to do it anyway. Like this is something that you're called to do, okay? This is between you and the divine, your ancestors. Okay, you have the humble card. You have insecurity. Okay. You have ignorance is bliss with the blue pill. What are we not seeing here? Meditation, find peace within. Okay. Soul alignment with eternal self. Okay. So I do feel like for some of you guys, this will speak of maybe insecurities being triggered. You guys are very humble, I feel. You might try to kind of like dim your light to not make other people uncomfortable around you. Like you might play small. Oh, it's all coming together. I heard in the kitchen, like God be speaking to me like, I sound weird, I sound crazy, but it be coming together. Like when I sit down and I get ready to share a message, I get ready to do a video, reading, whatever, sometimes the stuff just starts coming together. So when I was in the kitchen, I heard hidden no more. And I thought of a comment that I got on a video on my other channel. And they probably don't know this. If she's watching, she'll know. But before she even said that to me, I was contemplating, like, should I still be calling myself the hidden gem? But I've been so used to that. That's been in my bio for so long that that's what I grew accustomed to, like associating myself as, is like hidden, right? And I feel like I probably don't associate with it too much. Don't make that a stamp for me. You know what I mean? Because there's a time where we got to come out of hiding. And I know one of my other spiritual sisters has been saying, like, she's been guided to do more videos with her face and not hide herself. And she's been getting the message to share that to other people, her viewers as well. And I feel like the same. And she was telling me the same thing, like, you need to stop hiding yourself. Because there was a time that it took balls for me to even get on camera in the first place, even start my YouTube channel. At first, when I started it, you see my hands, but there is a point where I stopped, and then I would do, you know, then the next leap was doing lives. And I was like, okay, so, all right. And I stopped for a while, but I'm doing it again as I'm led to. Of course, I'm not going to do it all the time, but only as I'm led to, right? So, you guys, no more hiding, no more dimming yourself, okay? That false humbleness is a sense of downplaying yourself. You're only playing yourself at the expense of others, and that's not healthy. That's not cool. And I feel like there's a little bit of maybe not seeing this or fully acknowledging that, and maybe how detrimental it is to your soul alignment, right? Thank you, Spirit. Is coming together. So Spirit wants you to find peace within yourself, not in the validation of others. You know, are you happy with who you see when you're in the mirror? Yeah. Are you happy with who you see when you look in the mirror? Are you pleased with yourself? Okay. There's some masculines healing their energy. Okay. A masculine that's healing some heavy energy I may be speaking to in the next few days. There's something significant here within the next few days. Spirit does want you to take back your power, take back your control. Okay. I could be speaking to a Aquarius feminine energy, masculine Gemini, masculine Leo as well, maybe a female Sagittarius as well, Scorpio, Libras. All right, let's get into the tarot reading. All right, I just heard Bow Wow Ghetto Girls. I don't know why. I don't know why. Maybe that might resonate with somebody. I don't know why I just heard that. Little Bow Wow Ghetto Girls. All right. The Five of Swords, Seven of Cups, the Three of Swords in reverse, the Knight of Swords, the Knight of Wands, interesting, Two of Wands, the Four of Cups, the Eight of Swords, Three of Wands, and the Sun. I want to make sure that I shuffled this good because I'm seeing some repeat cards from a reading that I just did, and I want to make sure that... okay. Clarify the Four of Cups. Page of Cups. All right, some of you guys, the overall energy with the Five of Swords, because this was the first card out. Some of you guys might like retro, like 1960s fashion for some of you. But that's just a side note. Yeah, it's kind of like you guys are different, but in some type of way, you kind of feel small. Spirit is saying you are going to have to not defend yourself in a sense of like you always have to explain yourself or defend yourself, but more so from a perspective of you're honoring yourself. No longer are you kind of like just being passive about who you are, what you represent. If you are a Libra, whether male or female, there's something about how you express yourself. It may be in your attire, in your fashion, you know, what you wear, how you dress, the way you do your hair, your clothes, your makeup, your tattoos, your piercings, whatever, how you show up. And I feel like for some of you guys, it's like Spirit wants you to defend yourself, but at the same time, don't don't be offended, if that makes sense. Don't defend yourself in offense. I don't know if that makes sense. The Seven of Cups in reverse, I feel like it's like you guys might be looking at things like, I've been picking this message up a lot too, that what we see online or what we're like spoon-fed to believe is trendy, what's beautiful, what's in, what's not, who's most popular based off of it's some type of an illusion, but it's in reverse. Not falling into the matrix. Remember, you had, what was it, the blue pill. Where is it at? Ignorance is bliss. Taking the blue pill in the matrix. That is the illusions of the matrix. And Spirit is saying to not fall into the trap of that, because it almost makes you feel like you're missing out on something with the Four of Cups here. And I had to clarify the Page of Cups, or the Four of Cups with the Page of Cups. And it's right beneath the Eight of Cups. So it's like this feeling of like kind of being caught up in what it looks like, okay? And you don't want to fall into that trap of comparison either, okay? The Three of Swords in reverse. Three of Swords in reverse. There's something here that you're going to be healing. Like now, you know, I would hope and pray that this video does help somebody and encourage someone, and that it does highlight an area where this resonates to help you further go into your healing with this, because there is some type of unresolved healing. And remember, I did pull the healing card. There's a masculine energy that is healing, but I'm also getting something with identity or identity issues for some of you, or just, you know, fully honoring yourself, not hiding yourself anymore, or maybe it's a certain aspect of yourself that you're hiding. Yeah, because I feel like in the past, and this card right here is so interesting because this person has all these interesting tattoos, but one of the tattoos that stands out says daddy issues on their calf. You can't see it from here, but this card on the Knight of Swords, it says daddy issues. So there is a male energy that has issues with their father. Could also be feminine energies as well, but I'm picking up that for some of you guys there was this need to defend yourself and who you are, but it was coming from a wounded space or place. I'm hearing for some of you. Spirit does want you to honor yourself and your empowerment, but there's a way that, you know, it's done in a healthy balance, because some of it is kind of rooted in woundedness. Yeah, because the Knight of Wands is like Spirit does want you to celebrate yourself, celebrate who you are. I feel like this woman, her horse kind of looks like a unicorn to me. So it's like embracing your uniqueness, the fact that you are a unicorn, you are different, you're not like everyone else. Embrace that part of yourself. Because I really feel like the issue is, you know, what is being seen on a global scale, like what we've been force fed as a society to believe about ourselves and identity. There's so much. I did some research because I've been like really, for some reason, I've been on this thing with like really not being heavy on social media like that unless I absolutely have to do it. Like be on there, like to post something. Is this whole thing. I was looking up like different effects and like people that have gotten off of social media. Some girl I was watching, she did a documentary and she was like, I haven't been on social media in 3 years and my life has been dramatically different. Like she said, Facebook was one of her big ones, and Snapchat and Instagram for some. For others it was TikTok, or all of them in between. But some of was like, I'm like happier. And I'm gonna be honest with you, like my Walu Child is for my business, but there's my other one, I don't go on it. I haven't been, and I won't go on until I'm led to, but I have a better sense of peace, because when you get caught up in that matrix and you start scrolling, whether it's on your actual feed of people you follow, or you go on the explore feed and you get caught up in that, and some people will say, well, it depends on who you follow, right? But it's something about the energy of Instagram is kind of like a portal, and you get sucked in and you can be on it. If you're not careful, if you're not managing your time, you can kind of be on it, whether it's off and on. You'll do something and then you'll get back on it again, you'll look. And I found myself doing this, and I also found myself getting caught up in the illusions of what things are. You start comparing and looking at what everyone else is doing, to where you're not seeing what God is doing in your life, what you can manifest, what you can call forth for yourself, that's for you, right? That pinnacle that's just for you. And I feel, you know, it has its perks, but it also, you know, going back to the study, sorry, I'm all over the place, but the studies that I was like looking up, or what I have found through my research or whatever, was that depression has, like, the rates of depression has gone up since the peak age of social media and the effects of it. And I remember too, it was a surgeon that was talking about how most of their clients that go in, they come in with a picture of themselves with a filter on it. A filter that might sharpen the jaws, the nose, something about the face, or make the lips larger. They'll come in with a picture either of a celebrity, or they'll come in with a picture of themselves with a filter on it. And the doctor have to tell them, like, that's almost unrealistic. Like, the ones that really do care about people, they ain't just for your money, they tell the people, like, that's really unrealistic for me to sculpt your face in that way. That's a filter. So it's kind of this thing that I feel like it has, like I said, it has its positives, you know, self-promotion and networking, you know, with the right people. Excuse me. But it has also that side to it that will psychologically, even to the most confident people, will kind of, you know, get you in your head. And as we know, you know, we'll post the things that we want to celebrate in our lives, or what seemingly looks okay. And, you know, people are not going to post everything. And some people do like to post diaries of every drama that goes on in their life. They like to tell all their business. And some people will only show you the good of what they have in their life, where it looks like everything. And as we all know, that what looks like one thing to the people that are viewing, it's not always what it seems. We all know that, right? So you don't get caught up in this. And I feel like Spirit's kind of like showing this for you, or allowing this to be, so that you can heal something here with this, so that you're not looking outside for these things, because it's like God, the divine, you have something for yourself. You have your own thing. You have what's meant for you. And when we get distracted in the world system of things, and we're looking at this, and I've been very transparent with y'all on my channel about this, the whole thing with analytics. And when you're, you know, with your content and all of that, you get caught up, because in society's eyes, how many numbers, or how the higher the number, the more successful in the eyes of others, or the image of success, or the illusion of success, or the perception of success, or popularity, or the importance of a person is based off of numbers. It's based off of numbers of likes. It's based off of number of followers, subscribers, views, you know. So Spirit wants you to take your eyes out, because it's a matrix. It's a matrix. And it's also a numbers game. And I proved that. I'm using the YouTube platform, and I'm grateful that I'm able to be on it, but I don't agree with everything that YouTube does. I'm just going to say that. They play with numbers. I've seen it for myself. They play with numbers. I'll be like, wait a minute, wasn't it just, I'm looking on this other phone from this view, and it says this, but what? I've seen it. They play with numbers. So that shit doesn't matter. It's an illusion. You have the 8 of Swords and the star clarifying it, which is technically 2 8s, because the star is number 17, 1 and 7 is 8. So there's something here karmically. It's almost like you're wounding. Thank you, God. This reading is even healing for me. I must say, I'm grateful. Thank you. And I hope that it is doing the same for you. But the 3 of Swords, like I said, being in reverse, there's some healing that is still needing to be tended to. It's right above the 8 of Swords and the star. And I'm getting like the wounded energy is causing you to be in this mental prison where you can't see the blessing. Like you can't see your destiny and your fate because you're in your head. The woundedness of maybe about, you know, if this goes back into adolescence, where maybe some of you guys dealt with bullying with the 5 of Swords, maybe you've dealt with having to defend yourself at a youthful age, or, you know, people coming at you because of your weight. This girl, she's a little thicker, your weight, you know, this person comes from maybe a broken home where they didn't have a father, this Knight of Swords energy, but there's a uniqueness about you. This unicorn, there's a unicorn in the sun. And she's ironically right underneath the Knight of Wands, which I said the Knight of Wands horse kind of looks like a unicorn. It's like a purple horse with purple hair. So you could be an indigo child, but you're unique. You're different. And the star talks about your own star. You know, we all have our own you know, if you look at our charts, our natal charts, it will show our different placements, our north node, our star, where it's at. And it will show us everyone's north node, everyone's natal chart is unique. It might be some similarities here and there with some people, but yours is unique. So your north node might be similar to someone else's, but the template is similar, but there's something still unique about what you're supposed to do. Like, just like there's many tarot readers, there's many musicians, poets, lawyers, doctors, but there's only one you. Dr. Sebi was his own, right? He was his own. Tupac was his own. Nipsey Hussle was his own, you know, but they were great in their own rights and lights. So you can't put yourself in this box of, oh, I can't because someone else is doing it, or my light is not going to shine as brightly, or it's not like, you can't do that, because God called everyone to be different for their own reason, because we all have something inside of us that is needed, that no one else can bring to the table. And it's not for the sake of you to be like, oh, I'm better, but it's for the sake of, I have something, you have something, but we all have something significant to bring to the table that is needed. You'll need potentially what I have to offer, and I'll need potentially what you have to offer, and so on and so forth, you know. Right? There's 1,000 cable companies. You know, one cable company didn't say, oh, AT&T got a cable company. Oh, I can't do it too. Like, McDonald's didn't say, oh, or Wendy's didn't say, oh, McDonald's exists, so I can't exist. Like, that ain't how it works. You know what I mean? Some people prefer one over the other, you know. They're there. Things are there when we need it, right? All right. So you have the Three of Wands here as well. Three of Wands. So something is on the horizon for you guys. You guys are destined to have a high level of influence. And I feel that either some of you guys might already have the attention of people in high statuses, high places, I heard. Some of you guys, you will be in that place. And again, if you guys resonate with messages, if you guys been on my channel for a minute, or you've seen some of these videos where I talked about, you guys will be placed in certain positions, okay? And before you're placed in these positions, Spirit wants to make sure that you're A1 within yourself, that you're not lacking within yourself. You don't feel like you don't belong, you can't be there, or be in this energy of haughtiness, of cockiness, and the ego and self-centeredness. You gotta make sure your heart is in alignment, and you're a willing vessel for the divine to walk and work in your divine light, because you're going to be placed in some positions, and you got to know who you are, to where you're not getting shaked up in the system of it all, selling yourself out, or sabotaging and counting yourself out, or acting a fool when you get it, because you have this low self-esteem where you feel like when you get something, now you're the man or now you're the woman, and you get in that system of, operating in darkness. So Spirit doesn't want you to get in those places. That's why healing is very essential. And whether you that's you, or you don't feel like that's for you, or that that's not what you're called to, you still have a light. You still have something that you're supposed to bring to the table. And there's a scripture. It's like the lamp. I can't remember what it says, but basically it says a lamp doesn't hide under a table or hide under something. It's a light. It's meant to be seen. So you can't dim yourself, because your light is meant to be experienced. It is meant to be seen amongst others. So the sun is your light as well. The star and the sun represent the light. You are that. And it's important. Inner child healing is so essential. And the rose that grew from concrete video, if you guys go back and look at that video, that might also kind of tie into this one a little bit. But there's something about the inner child and revisiting that part of yourself, that light part, the innocence, before the trauma, before the bullying, before the whatever happened, that light that was there inside of you, and it still exists. Sometimes we just choose not to be in it, or to operate in it, or to embrace it. But yeah, that is a reading. I didn't mean to talk y'all ears off, but I hope it was helpful. Much love as always. I appreciate you. Be blessed. Be safe. Peace.